Hey everybody, this is Jenny with White Toner Transfer Support Group, and today I'm going to do a video on how to marry and press IColor Ultrabright. So there's a few different things about Ultrabright as opposed to standard and select, and so the most important thing is to marry for 135 seconds. So my press is currently, I'm heating up the bottom platen. I've got it at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 pressure, and set for 135 seconds. So we've got about 8 seconds left for it to be hot. I won't leave it down. All right, let me get some B sheets and let's get going. So this is the B sheet. The back side is shiny and feels pretty slick, and the front side, the part that you want to marry to the A sheet, is a little bit gluey, and you can kind of tear it and see the front stretches a little bit. Okay, so here's my design, my first design, and this is a design that I got from Creative Fabrica. I drew the truck myself, but I got the gnome and the love balloons and the basket from Creative Fabrica. So I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to peel this corner here. Now what I'm trying to determine is my humidity level. So we're gonna just go ahead and press this one the way it is, and then if I get some blotchiness, then we are going to use a black t-shirt. I don't know why that works, but it does. I think part of it is because I'm in Georgia and it's been cold, so we have gas heat and it pretty much sucks the moisture out of everything. And I think it's my humidity level that's causing the splotchiness, but I know that some people have experienced that, and the only thing I can attribute that to is in the summer and the fall, my humidity level is about 55 and I have to run a dehumidifier. But in the winter, I do not have to run a dehumidifier, and the humidity is really low. All right, so let's get started. Again, 300, since I've been talking, I'm gonna heat it up another few seconds. Okay, all right, let me put that up there, and where is my cover sheet? Here we go. All right, so I've got my cover sheet. This is just a piece of parchment paper, and I've got it folded up here so I can tell which side is the front and which side is the back. And I dog-eared my top left corner so I find it easier to peel and not burn myself. All right, so let's get started. All right, I'm gonna pull it down and we're gonna press for 135 seconds, and I won't torture y'all and make you watch me for that 135 seconds. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so we've got about 25 seconds left, and again, the success, 135 seconds is the key to success with Ultrabright. I know all the other ones are less time, but Ultrabright requires 135 seconds. The B sheet is super, super sticky, which is part of the reason why I love it so much. It really sticks good. So we're gonna peel this low and slow, okay? Here we go. All right, I'm gonna pull my tray out, pull off my cover sheet, and turn it to the side and peel. Notice I'm keeping it low, almost vertical, and I'm peeling it slow. Now if I were using standard, I would peel a little bit faster. Okay. And if I ever have the opportunity, I've got little tiny letters in my logo, so sometimes I lose one. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, so I'll usually put 2 on there. Okay, so if you notice, see, there's my logo that I missed right there. There is some discoloration on the B sheet, and that is okay. It's just a little bit different formula than the standard and the select, so you will get some discoloration in the glue or the adhesive, and that is fine. All right, so let's see how this bad boy turned out. So it looks pretty good. I don't see any splotchiness on this one. Okay, let's go ahead and press these. I am going to reduce the temperature on my press to 270, 265, 270. I think that gives me much brighter and vibrant colors, and those are pretty vibrant colors in those designs. So let me lower it down and we will press it. Okay, so I am back. I have trimmed my graphic and my press is about 275, so it should be fine. All right, so let me just push this down a little bit. All right, and I know that the steering wheel is pretty much the center. All right, now let me get my cover sheet. I generally use a different cover sheet because sometimes you get some sticky residue on the old ones. Okay, so I've got it set to 270, 30 seconds, high pressure, and let's do it. And then I'll take it off the press and let it cool and then peel it. Okay. Okay, so it is done pressing after 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take off my cover sheet and carry it over to my table, and I will show you how I peel it. Okay, I've moved it over to my table. I've got a stainless steel table, so I use these magnets just to keep the shirt tight. But Ultrabright is pretty easy to peel, so you don't really have to do a whole lot of that. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and peel. Just like that. And we have got a perfect peel. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish press our love graphic. So I've got my parchment paper. I get this from Amazon. It is, I can't remember what it's called, but I bought a ton of it. But it does have a silicone coating so it doesn't stick. Very important. All right, let me close it up. And 270 for 30 seconds. And I'll catch you guys, high pressure. And I'll catch you guys when this is done. Okay, it is done. Let's peel that off. And here it is. And again, no paper sound. I just love Ultrabright. This is a design that I pressed this morning, or married this morning. And if you look closely, you can see the colors are a little bit splotchy in the black right here. See how it's not even? And then in some of the blue. So what we're going to do to fix that problem, and again, I think that's humidity, is we are going to press this one with 2 layers of a black t-shirt on. So just one t-shirt on top of the press, you know, before you press it, instead of using parchment. So I'll show you guys that in just a few minutes. And this one is black and white, and that sometimes is a challenge. So what we're going to do here is we're going to cover this with a black t-shirt, and we're going to let it sit for just a couple extra seconds so the black can set. Black toner is very, very dense, and it requires a couple seconds to kind of set up. So let's do that. Okay, so here is the back of my B sheet. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to put it in the press like this. Okay, so I'm going to dog ear, well, actually, since I'm going to use a black t-shirt, I'm not going to dog ear it. So I'm just going to go ahead and set it on the press. And I've got my handy dandy t-shirt, and you can see I've used it a while because there is my glue lines. And let's go ahead and press this. All right, just all I'm doing is laying the t-shirt right on top. I am going to try and get out any wrinkles. Okay. All right, 135. And I will see you guys on the other side. Okay, so we have about 20 seconds left of this Mary. So let's see if the black t-shirt works. It has worked for me in the past, so I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. Now, because it is a lot of black toner, I'm just gonna let it set for just a couple more seconds. It just helps so you don't lose any of your design. Okay, so let's pull it off. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and you see I got a lot of glue on the edges. And let me just peel that off. There we go. And because it's so dense, it is a little bit harder to peel, but it is peeling nice. Just light, just lightly pull. And let's see if we got any splotchiness. No splotchiness. So the black t-shirt is perfect for that. All right, let me reduce the temp on my press and we will go ahead and press it to the shirt. Okay, just like any other thing, we're gonna lint roll the shirt. Actually, I'm going to peel off. Now I'm using a beefy tee here, which personally I think the thicker the t-shirt is, the less papery feel you get. So I'm going to use a beefy tee on this one. Just go ahead and pre-press that and get all the moisture out. Okay, so you turn my handy dandy. And I used to thread the shirt, but I've noticed that I just cannot seem to get it straight if I do that. Okay, so I have cut around my image. Here it is. And I'm just going to lay it on here. And that looks to be in the center. 3 fingers down. And where is my cover sheet? Right here. And now we're going to go ahead and press it. Okay, so I've got my shirt here. It has cooled off, and now let's go ahead and peel it. I've got my magnets. Again, I'm using a stainless steel table. I've just found that works for me. You can use something else, but I'm just going to grab an edge and peel it off, just like so. And it is fabulous. Look at the color on this bad boy. I mean, look at that color. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish press it and show you the results. So one of the last things I wanted to mention is this is really about as big as you want to go with the Ultrabright. This is A4, so for the 550. And I would not go any bigger than this graphic or this graphic without rasterizing. Now I have done a full sheet without rasterizing on a white t-shirt, and it has washed and dried beautifully, but it's very hard to marry. And if you get any loose spots with your pressure, you could lose some of your image. So just, that's one of those things that you're gonna have to test on your own. But I find that, again, I can do this easily with no rasterization with the Ultrabright. So good luck with it. I love it. It's my favorite new paper. And hit us up with questions on the group if you have any. Thanks so much.